We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. The world is a dangerous place to live. Not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning. As if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. The world is a dangerous place to live. Not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery each day. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing, that is something. Wearing stripes with plaid comes easy. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe. A part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feeling, as something separated from the rest. A kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our person. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Where the world ceases to be the scene of our personal hopes and wishes, where we face it as free beings admiring, asking, observing, there we enter the realm of art and science. Although I am a typical loner in daily life, my consciousness of belonging to the invisible community of those who strive for truth, beauty, and justice has preserved me from feeling isolated. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition. From mediocre minds, I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. My passion for social justice has often brought me into conflict with people, as has my aversion to any obligation and dependence I did not regard as absolutely necessary. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. It occurred to me by intuition, and music was the driving force behind that intuition. My discovery was the result of musical perception. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. I think and think for months and years, 99 times. The conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, require creative imagination and marks real advance in science. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character.